Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Murder Diaries 3: Santa's Trail of Blood. Now, this was released onto the Xbox Store on the 17th of December 2021, and it's developed and published by Epixa Games. That's EPIXR Games. And if you've been following the channel, we did recently do a review of the previous Murder Diaries 2 game, so check out our videos for that. And this, if you watch that video, this is more of the same. It plays pretty much identically. You play the sort of floating spirit orb, and you're flying around these maps, collecting memories basically, which progress the story. Now, this story follows the narration of a young man who slowly but surely becomes insane. This leads you straight into the middle of an exciting murder case, and a murder mystery unfolds while you listen to the testimonies of witness, friends, and relatives. So this game is somewhat Christmas flavoured. However, don't get yourself comfortable. The game is not going to give you a nice warm feeling, but rather confront you with a cold and harsh reality, as the thrilling storytelling of the game will leave you with a cold shiver down your spine. So yeah, that is the proper blurb for it. Basically, the guy believes himself to sort of be Santa, and he's sort of like kidnapping kids and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into it and spoil the story, but yeah, he's got some sort of kicks for Santa, and he like thinks he is the Santa Claus basically. it's the sort of standard sort of murder thriller-esque sort of plot basically. Now, like I say, you play this as in the last game. Each level, there's 13 all in, and like one level you're doing it from the sort of murderers sort of side of things, and then the other side you're doing it from like detectives side, so it gives you like both pieces of the story. It's all fully voice acted. All of the memories have voice acting, same as the last game, so cannot fault it there. This game does have a few issues at the moment, so the last level is glitching out at the moment, so you're unable to get the 1000 gamer score. The achievement won't pop, you're not able to complete it. This has been addressed, they are working on it, so patch will probably be out soon if it's not out already when you're watching this. So I wouldn't worry on that sense. They've patched these games previously, so it sucks, but it's life. Just hang in there. It's coming. Now, the gameplay wise, you're going to look at about 2 hours worth of gameplay. It's not super difficult. You just sort of follow in the orbs and finding them in the areas. Now, this plays a lot like their other games, like Airy, where you play as the bird collecting the feathers and stuff. However, this is a lot more linear than those sort of games. You're kind of just on a straight path as such. Like, you get one orb and you'll see the next orb ahead of you, or it's literally there's only one way to go to sort of find it. It's more about sort of listening and experiencing the story as you're playing. Now, the other issues I had with the game is the audio was really messed up at the beginning of the game for me. So the music and sound effects were so loud you couldn't hear the memories. So I had to sort of pause the game and change the audio levels, which isn't a huge issue, but it can be annoying. You would expect it to be at the correct levels, obviously, when you're playing the game outright. And for anyone who's played the previous Murder Diaries games, now I can't speak for the first game. I haven't played it. I've only played the second one, but there was a lot of areas that were just straight rips from that game, to the point like they just stuck a few extra things in, like the level you're watching. Is it now on the screen? It's like a street scene. There was a section you'd go down this path, and then there was a lorry at the bottom that you have to go in and out for a memory. It's exactly the same as in the second game. There's a scene where you're in the detective's office, and I mean, obviously, if it's like a linked thing, it's going to be the same for the detective side of thing and stuff like that. But it just felt a little like a lazy port, basically. Like it should have been a DLC. That's my only issue. I mean, the gameplay itself is fine. It's very relaxed. I kind of like playing these type of games instead of like the crazy run and gun shooters every now and again. But I was literally going through like a third of the levels, being like, "This is the same layout as that level. That's the same thing from that game, that the last game." And the music is exactly the background music is the same background music from the first game, which from the second game, should I say, which I enjoyed. It was like a rocky sort of like an ongoing sort of rock song, and it plays on the loop, but it sort of it fits in with the theme. But for a second time round, it could have been different, especially when this is a Santa-esque Christmas sort of themed murder sort of mystery sort of thriller. They could have sort of maybe put something more Christmas-esque in there instead of it being just a blatant sort of copy paste. But like I say, the game itself is fine. If you're into this game, and like you say, you like the last two, you'll enjoy this one. There's nothing wrong with it, bar a couple of little niggles and glitches that'll get fixed. But the sort of copy paste of the areas and the assets. I mean, I understand reusing assets, being an indie dev and stuff like that. I don't mind that, but it literally feels like they've ripped entire sort of rooms and like sections from the last game, tweaked some of the lighting, and then just stuck a couple of Santa figures in there to sort of pretend it's not the same when it really is. Which, I mean, if you haven't played the others, you'll not mind, but it just felt really samey to me, and it may do to you. Now, the game is playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S, has 4K and HDR10 support as well with the Xbox Series X and S versions, and it is priced at £8.39. Now, it's really easy for achievements. Like I say, you get one for just finishing each of the levels. You don't really need a guide. You can just play through them. If you miss one, you just have to spin around a few times looking around for them, and you'll find that they're not normally hidden off the beaten track as such. So, a couple of hours, you get the 1,000 gamer score once it's been patched in, because obviously you can get all of them but the last 100G last achievement for completing the last level, because it doesn't work right now. But like I say, it is coming. Check the game out. I did enjoy it. Like I say, I enjoyed the last one. I didn't enjoy this one as much as the last one, because it felt so like I was playing half of the same game, like I was playing an expansion pack. And if I'd paid full price for this game, I'd feel a bit disappointed in it, especially with the bugs. But luckily, like I say, the developers and the publisher did provide me with a copy for this video, and I highly recommend it once it's been patched. It's good for gamer scores. It's good for those achievement hunters out there. It's nice sort of change of pace compared to sort of the shoot 'em up, sort of hardcore action games. You can just put this on and just sort of mong out to it and just chill playing it. And yeah, like I say, it's just let down by a few niggles, and I feel like it's had a few corners cut just to sort of get it out to on like a deadline or something. That's just how it feels. That may not be the case, but it comes across like that. Like, this is the section now. If you're watching on the video, this is the section. This is literally the same street from the second game. I swear to God. And you go around the corner at the end, and there's a little van on the left. And in the last game, there was a little van on the left you could go inside. I may be going insane, but I am 100% sort of certain that is the case. But like I say, this game is out right now on Xbox. It's on other platforms as well, so if you haven't got an Xbox, you can grab it on that. An easy sort of 2-hour chilled completion, just taking the story, listening from both sides is really cool. And yeah, like I say, it's just a disappointment after how much I enjoyed the last one, basically. But that's it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button, hit subscribe. We're on the way to 750 subscribers now. We're going to be doing our Final Fantasy VII live play, because we hit 500 subs very soon, so keep an eye out on the YouTube channel for that. And hit us up in the comments if you've played this game, what you thought of it, and do you think it's better or worse than the second and first game? I'd love to hear from you. But that's that. See you soon, guys.